Ah, wonderful, wonderful to be here. Wonderful, wonderful to be here. Look, if you're watching the video, I say to you, goodness, because I don't know whether you're watching morning, afternoon, or evening. But isn't it great to have good in front of your salutation? Look, for those of you who are going to end up coming on live or who did come on live, as you know, I always try to come on. In fact, if you're watching the video, don't get don't get dug in yet. I start the message in about 3 minutes from now. So if you want to fast forward, that's fine as well. But I always like to come on 3 to 5 minutes early to give everybody a chance, because you get the announcement on social media saying Sporty's on live, and then you might not be able to stop immediately what you're doing. So therefore, that's why I come on early and give everybody that chance, because this is not really my interactive day, but on Fridays, I now at least like to give the shout out. So if you're watching on live, and I've got less than 2 minutes for today's message, less than four. Okay, I don't have my glasses on, but please let me know where you're looking in from so I can click on and give you a shout out. But I definitely say goodness to you because you're watching morning. And I say it's great to have good in front of your salutation. So thanks for the thumbs up. Even if you have to come on and go off, that's fine as well. But let me know where you're looking in from. And we've got less than 3 minutes to go for today's message. So you still have time to go get some water or forward this to somebody and tell them, hey, you need to look at this message. It's going to be the bomb. There's always options, and that's what we have to recognize sometimes, is that God always has options for us. A lot of times we get caught up in the headlines of the tragedies that are going on in life. And we even, we get sick. We have a loved one who's sick, all these different things, trials and tribulations, right? But with those come the option, because the option is faith. Try to keep your faith strong. It's supposed to go up and down. I know you're going to have tough times, but the key is that tough times, we've got all the cliches in the world to help us deal with those tough times, about how tough times only make you stronger, etc. And it's true. But the key is, it's not so much that the tough times make you stronger. What you do with the tough time is what makes you stronger. So it's about you. So come on, let me know where you're looking in from so I can give you that shout out and thanks. But again, that's an option. And I repeat it to remind you to do it. Even if you're watching the video, you can put in your name. Well, you don't have to put your name. I see a lot of people do that. They put, this is so-and-so from. Well, your name already shows up. So all you need to do is put your name, put where you're watching in from. Hey, we always have to give tech tips, y'all. Look, old school, we have to remember that it's not about saying, oh man, these young kids know all of the technologies. No, we have to figure it out. We have to learn to live with it. So we've got less than a minute for today's message. So we get ready and here we're going to go. But remember, that's the key. Get comfortable with technology. We have to learn it, because the key is, if you want to tell young people not to use it, or, really what you want to do is tell them how to use it. If they only know one way to use it, what do you expect them to do? Okay. So make sure that you learn how to use technology so you can guide someone in using it properly, instead of slap their wrists for using it improperly. What's going on, Lorenzo? Thank you. Good to have you taking a moment and thought of God's movement in our lives. Right. It's not a wonder. It's a wonderful thing. It is. Grateful and sharing gratitude and blessings. Thank you. And that's what we have to remember. Take a moment, and you got to take a moment quite often, by the way, and recognize the things that God is doing in your life. That's what I do with my broadcasts, by the way. And actually, I've taken 2 days off, if those of you had noticed it, because I was feeling kind of lightheaded. And so you have to my blood pressure was doing things to me, and you have to remember to take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. So let's get going with today's message, okay? And here we go. All right. Okie dokie smoky. All right. Look, so, hey, first of all, welcome to Gift Friday. I named it Gift Friday because so often we hear people say TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. But I say, what allure does Friday have to the person who took their last breath on Thursday, or any day before that, for that matter? So I've learned to use what I learned through Psalm 92 and 2. And that is, it is good to proclaim your unfailing love in the morning, your faithfulness in the evening. So instead of TGIF, what I use is TGIT. Not thank God it's Thursday, but TGIT, thank God it's today. And then TGIT, thank God it's tonight. Because to have, just as Lorenzo alluded to, to have the opportunity to wake up, go through some trials and tribulations and grace the whole day and get a chance to go to sleep and do it again tomorrow, you've got reason to be thanking God all day. So thank God it's today and thank God it's tonight. And let's look at another use for TGIF, and that is trusting God is free. Oops. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that. So because of Psalm 92, I thought of another way to use the scriptures, and that is Matthew 6 and 34. And that is, so don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. Today's trouble is enough for today. And see, darkness always comes before the light. So yeah, I got ahead of myself. And because sometimes, and that's why I got to use notes, because sometimes I just get carried away. But that still takes us to what I was saying about trusting God is free. TGIF. Trusting God is free. And so therefore, what we have to do is look at one of the options we have. And when we take the T in TGIF and move it from the front to the end, we find what we really should be giving God thanks for. And that is for today. And so therefore, GIFT, God is for today. And that is why I have Gift Friday, the online sharing of one of my inspirational poetic messages, or just an inspiration, as you'll see today, and its possible uses to inspire audience or friends online, in person, or in your spirit and your heart, because we need to have it as well. So here you hear me read and share this week's gift, which today will actually be a tribute speech given at my mother's memorial celebration. And then if you like a PDF copy of the speech, I'll be happy to send that to you. You can just drop that in the chat. If you're on Facebook or LinkedIn, say, Sporty, send me a copy. And if you're on YouTube, put it in the comments, because rather than in the chat, because the chat gets erased. The thread gets erased on YouTube when it's over, when the broadcast's over, but in the comments, it'll be there. And that's something you can do. I'll let you know whether or not I have your email address. So you don't need to put that in. Just let me know if you want a copy of it. But last Friday, January 12th, began the weekend celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birth, January 15th, where you were encouraged to help someone else believe in their dream. Today, January 19th, continues what I last week dubbed Replica Weekend, because this month will now be Replica Month, as I think about the celebration of my mother's life. You see, this pattern of days is what it was in 2007 when my MLK would take her last breath. Saturday, January 13th, was her last full day alive. She would die the morning of Sunday, January 14th. So as one MLK joined the other, I thank God for both and their impact on my life. And it was on that Friday that we had her memorial celebration of life. As the final tribute speaker, I delivered what has become famously known in our family circle as the Bleep Speech. Oops, had to get my thing back here. This is called the Bleep Speech. And remember, this is me giving it to the audience, okay? My first memory of Leah, which we call my mother Leah as a nickname, was the afternoon that she brought me home from the hospital after I was born. For those of you who don't know, Zatine, my sister, was born 10 months after me. You see, Planned Parenthood wasn't a term yet back then. But Ricky and Leah were very forward thinking. They sat in the living room and talked about how well they had done in giving life to me. Then Ricky said something about how they needed to hurry and try to make another baby like me. And I know we're all here because We said she was such a strong and wise woman and all that, but do you know that she actually fell for that line? They threw me in the crib and proceeded to work on having sex. And they did a good job. They ended up with a female me. But Leah didn't stop there. It took some years of Leah going it alone to keep us happy. But there were 2 boys and 1 girl. And Warren, me, and Zet wanted another sister. But Planned Parenthood still was not a term back then. Enter Moncel into her life, and the 4 little brothers we kept expecting to come out. Leah promised us as little sisters. Landy, Philip, Vonnie, and Travis. Now, before you think I miscounted, when Leah got pregnant, she told Zetine, this is the last try. If this one doesn't come out a girl, you'll name him and be the godmother. Zet's godson, Hassan, turned 36 on January 9th. I stood there as he did what each of us had done more than once in our lives. He thanked her for giving him life 36 years ago. Now, I've done that too, but I created a little different ritual. I was born at 1 o'clock in the morning. So every year I would call my mother at 1 o'clock a.m. and say, Mrs. King, you've just given birth to a baby boy. No matter how asleep she was, she managed to say, child, you are sick, and wish me a happy. Never once did she tell me what I found out 2 years ago. I was born 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, I don't know where I got the 1 a.m. thing from, other than not reading my birth certificate. But time is what we all make the most of, and what Leah was able to find and give to everyone in this building tonight. So I need you to help me on this segment as I call on the spirit of Leah. I need you to help me bleep out some parts, because you know her language wasn't always appropriate for the church. So when I point to you, I just want you to say, bleep. There were times when she told you how important you are and to get your life together. And times when she said your bleep wasn't a fool. And to get your together. Times when she told you to stand up for your rights. And times when she told you to sit your down and mind your business. There were times where she recognized you as the gift and blessing you are. And times when she asked, who the do you think you're supposed to be? All the while reminding you that her mother didn't raise no fool. And you can, because if you think that you've got another thought coming. Sweetheart. Still, one of the most important things she'd say is something that my niece Brianna reminded me of last night. Leah always took time to say, bless you. So my final memory of Leah for this moment will be how I know she looks at death. D-E-A-T-H. She's just a diva experiencing ample time in heaven. We love you, Leah. Bless you. That was to say, you should have seen everybody respond to the bleep. And I love you. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and life while remembering to TGIT. Thank God it's today. Thank God it's tonight because of your gift and reminder that God is for today. And it's funny though, again, those of you who weren't there, every time I did I didn't realize it was blocked here, but I did a hand, the audience, at first I thought we had over 600 people in the church. And I thought that they were going to have a hard time getting used to me doing the bleep. But from the first time I did this, everybody shouted out, bleep. And so that's why it ended up becoming what was called the Bleep Speech. And I mean, we had such a good time and a hearty celebration. So just remember, everybody handles grief differently. And that's how we handled the grief in my life and the life of my mother. God is for the day, and he will bring you joy, the gift of waking up. So I'll just say my shout outs and thanks to Lorenzo. We noticed, and self-care is, oh, you noticed that I was going for the 2-day self-care is so important. Yes, it is. It helps you bleep. What's going on, Gerard? Love you, man. Haven't talked to you in years, but you have been one of my great inspirations coming in from Chicago. Thank you and thank you. And look at you. I love you. You're the hype man, man. We have had a great time and life together. So I am excited because I was sharing the story of my mother and her final days in life. And like I say, I call this Replica Month because, yeah, the days are falling right in order the way they were on my mother's last days on earth. So that is so interesting. Good morning, Maxine. See you next month, coming in from Columbus, Ohio, or I think you're in Toledo, but I know we're going to be in Ohio together in Columbus. And hey, what's going on, Valerie? Welcome back. Good morning to you. I thank you and appreciate you coming over from our Glue Wednesday broadcast. And again, Lorenzo, what you got, some Arabic there, Lorenzo? Oh, I don't read that. And my anger and need for revenge, I stopped to seek God. The pain is real, but I'll live by these words, his words. And that's from Lorenzo. And then I guess, Lorenzo, is that Arabic? I mean, I think it's kind of obviously that it is. And so that's what, and so is that, should I guess it's from the Quran or is that from the Torah? But I do just give the shout outs and thanks to people who join in on Friday. I don't spend a lot of time talking. That'll be my Wednesday broadcast. Come back for next Wednesday and I'll really talk and interact and enjoy the audience. But this has just been a wonderful time in sharing as I complete and continue my Replica month. And then I'll have to see if it's going to be Replica because I don't know if it was a leap year that she died or not. But, find reasons. In fact, last thing, if you look at my page today on my post, that's just what I said. I said, Happy Mother's Day, Happy Father's Day, unless you think that there's a great reason for you to just wait for May or June 2024 to celebrate the ones you love. It's always Mother's Day and Father's Day and Valentine's Day and Christmas and Easter and New Year's. It's always a chance and time for you to celebrate not just the ones you love, but the one you are and how they celebrate you. Thank you for celebrating here with me on Gift Friday. Have a wonderful weekend and stay safe. God bless you. Over and out. Ciao. Oops, there goes another. Hey, what's up, Donna? Good. Coming in from New York. Good. Up. And the other, I said there's a pause in the streaming. So let me pause and make sure just in case somebody else clicks on. And remember, if you're watching the video, still click on and say hello. I had a time once where it's happened to me and it's happened to somebody else on my broadcast, where when one person clicked, somebody else saw their name and they hadn't been in touch with them, and then they got in touch with them. And I've done it where I was clicking on somebody's and saw another name. Oh my God, I haven't talked to them in a while. And then I was able to reconnect with them. Thank you, Gerard. Love you too, man. Keep making it happen with your broadcast and your spirited life as well. And thanks again. Wrote it in English. Oh, that was English, Hebrew, and Arabic. So that was actually 3 different ways that that Lorenzo did that in. Thank you for that, because that is so true. It seems we have so much more in common than we have in disagreement. We choose to disagree instead of looking for the commonalities. And so that wisdom should come to you in every language. Thank you for that, Lorenzo. And good morning. You are an inspiration. Thank you. And so are you. Hey, look, I'm out of here. I'm going to be on the road this weekend. God bless you all. Stay safe. And I'm feeling good. I'm well again. I'm well. And because self-care, I wouldn't tell you to be conscious of self-care if I wasn't. See you later. I'll give you the last word. Love you, my sporty. Amen. Appreciate it. All right. And be safe. Yep. Be safe. Yep. There's Haas's words. Always be safe. That's cool. So I'm going to give it a 5, 4, 3, 2,